Hello everyone and welcome back to the Spearhead cast. With me, Matt. We have another free versus free here with you guys. Let's go through the factions, shall we? On the Axis side, we have Smokey as Luftwaffe, or well, Fallschirmjäger's division. For the for the Wehrmacht. Ooh, I'm stumbling today, that's not a good sign. We have Werten Strateg as the Waffen-SS without a commander yet. And Jeevan 007 as Panzerjäger Tactics for the Waffen-SS. On the Soviet side, we have Vaikro as Artillery Division. We have Muro, and we have Brainbug. Brainbug and Muro have yet to pick their commanders, but we have seen that Vikro has gone for Artillery. This should be fascinating to see. Werten Strateg has gone for Jäger. Okay, we have a good little bit of mix of different units then. But we have Smokey here as Luftwaffe. Oh well, Fallschirmjäger, which gives him access to some interesting elite units later on, and lots of Luftwaffe support. Looks like we're gonna have a little bit of an engagement in this town here. This central town is gonna dominate the battle a lot. This map, by the way, if you're wondering, is called Bastogne, I think. Based on the Battle of the Bulge map, although it's not winter for some reason. Well, I suppose that's just how the map designer made it. It's a nice looking map. And those Storm Pioneers are having a very hard time here. Looks like the Soviets will take the center of the town then at this rate. You also have a little bit of an engagement down here by this chateau, or whatever it is. Looks like the Wehrmacht won out. But the Soviets will stream into the town here and secure it. Brainbug has gone for Motor Strategy. And Muro has yet to pick a commander yet. We'll keep an eye on it. Looks like Storm Grenadiers are going to try and use this building at some point, and there they are. Got some building-to-building fighting. The Storm Grenadiers should win out on that. But these Rangers... Oh, we also have some SS Grenadiers coming in from the flank here. Trying to surround the Soviets. We're going to have a lot of urban fighting here today. Oh, yeah, these SS Grenadiers are actually doing a pretty decent job. That's a grenade, though. Oh. Conscripts still holding up on this large building. More conscripts coming into the town. The southern flank here looks like the Luftwaffe is setting up in this building covering the river. Lots of MP40s.
Luftwaffe reports it can now paradrop medical supplies on your command.
Waffen-SS is taking a hold of the area up there. MG34 coming out onto the fields. We'll try and hold the forest that way. Yeah, some SS Fallschirmjägers coming onto the field too. Gonna try and occupy that building to fight alongside the Storm Grenadiers. MG coming out for the Waffen-SS too. And MG34. I think the Luftwaffe has secured the southern flank pretty well. Oh, and Muro has gone for Rifle Division. Good choice, I think. Especially with the whole urban combat going on. Need to see how the Soviets handle this though, because they've lost a lot of territory already. Especially on the southern flank here, but that might just be the map layout. These Storm Pioneers are going to be able to do much. I think they're going to throw some grenades though. Denying the buildings for the Soviets for a small bit. But Soviets are moving southwards now. They could actually aim to cut off the Germans if they keep moving southwards. We have some Fallschirmjäger squads here. Armed with Gewehr 43s and an STG for the squad leader. A much better than usual normal combat squad that the Luftwaffe gets access to. MG34 present here. MG34 calling the forest for the Waffen-SS. Tank hunters coming onto the field. Church being occupied by the Soviets. SS Grenadiers trying to fight here against the Soviets, but there might be too much rifle fire here. I can definitely see the Soviet Rifle Division planning to set up a base in here at some point. They're only very good at that.
High Command has authorized converting civilian structures to field headquarters, Commander.
Oh, looks like the Wehrmacht will flank this Maxim. But the guards might actually be enough to shoot down the Pioneers here, thanks to the light cover. And of course the sappers. That looks like the Fallschirmjägers are planning to set up some kind of a fighting operation here.
We can now commandeer structures for use as
Oh yeah, the
command
Grenadiers
posts.
can hold this easy, that's for damn
Headquarters
sure.
are now available.
They have MP40s and Gewehr 43s with scopes. They'll hold that very easily. The Soviets have gained a little bit of a bulge here. They're also setting up barbed wire. That's another nice thing. These barbed wire fields actually force people to crawl, and it really slows them down. It's a very useful ability to have, in all honesty. You don't see it that often, though. Fallschirmjäger Pioneers coming up here to try and stop the conscripts. But there is a machine gun inside this house. Oh yeah, those Pioneers have to get out of there, I think. Commissar has arrived to direct the battlefield in the name of the Communist Party. Oh yeah, the Fallschirmjägers can hold this really well. If it comes around this corner, we'll just get mowed down. We have several mortars coming out for the artillery division. Artillery division does need some more infantry though.
We are awaiting orders.
Oh, tank hunters have been armed with a Lend-Lease bazooka. Nice to see.
Standing by.
So we still hold the town. But it looks like a force here of the Waffen-SS has been gathered to try and retake it. Some Grenadiers coming in to try and support them. Some SS Grenadiers, obviously. MT-34 stopping the Soviet advance up through the forest. Some Grenadiers armed with scoped STGs now. Dushka, I think this is. But this is the Dikiryatev, which I'm not sure. Yeah, I think that might be the Dushka. I'm not good with Russian names, unfortunately. Mobiles on fire. Ooh! How did the Soviets manage that? Regardless, it does look like the SS is doing too well here. Oh, forward base has been set up here. Very unfortunate spot though, because it doesn't have windows out this side. And you've been forced up to provide support fire too. Oh, we also have some Fallschirmjägers with the FT-42 present. Meanwhile, the Grenadiers are moving up slowly from the building here. Artillery coming in an MG. But I think the Soviets will have the advantage here thanks to the forward HQ. Mortar coming up for the Waffen-SS. Small AT gun is present too, a Pak 36. Pontoviki arriving here with a scoped Mosin Nagant. Lots of Maxims coming out for the artillery division. They are the best commander for it because you could give them this upgrade that gives them 3 extra men. Oh, we have the NKVD coming onto the field. NKVD troops. The Russian military police, or well, the Communist Party's military police, I believe. But those are political troops. I guess the Communist Party wants this town to be secured in the name of Stalin. Oh, looks like they tried to do a great assault in this area. The Luftwaffe troops are still holding the southern flank here, fortifying it immensely. So it's going to have to be careful where they move.
Field hospital.
Lots of machine guns though. Fallschirmjäger's trying to provide fire here. On the northern front here, it looks like that the Odan and some sappers has pushed through. And a mechanized, oh well, not a mechanized, a motorized assault here. Stealing the MG as well. That's gonna definitely threaten the German front line. Especially if the Soviets capture this, they can like almost move down to cut off the fuel then. Not fuel, munitions. Oh, and these Sturm Pioneers have no anti-tank weapons. The armored car can just drive up on them. He's trying to throw grenades though. Oh, it didn't do much though, it missed. And the mortar is now in trouble. But it might get close enough for the flags to start opening fire. I know them. The armored car is just tearing through the Germans. Well, the SS is trying to take the town again with the Sturm Grenadiers. Using the STGs to their advantage. Also grenade launcher here from the SS Fallschirmjäger. When KVD troops are engaged in the Sturm Grenadiers, but the Sturm Grenadiers are mowing them down. Oh, grenade coming in. Well, it looks like the Soviets won out that engagement. More and more Fallschirmjägers and Luftwaffe troops are being prepared by the, the Wehrmacht, the Luftwaffe. And these Fallschirmjägers will tear through anything, I think, that comes around. Fallschirmjägers are a devastatingly powerful unit. Very expensive, though.
New anti-tank gun has arrived.
Pack 40 arriving for the Luftwaffe. The Soviet Union will soon start to just get more and more things to pull onto the battlefields. Like they always do. Like infantry gun arriving here for the Luftwaffe. Probably to try and open fire in this area. And so it is. A good use of the weapon. The Rodon troops outside the armored car is not going to fare as well. NKVD troops pushing up, and with the PPD, the precursor of the PPSH. That's a grenade coming in on the Fallschirmjäger Pioneers. Oh, good grenade. But they are meant to be reinforced here from the fort base. The Waffen-SS is not going to give up easy here. Probably trying to hold this town in eastern Germany to try and hold the advance of the Reds. Oh, Vikros lost most of his units. He's going to need to get more replacements. Oh, the Soviet Rifle Division is just holding the town here. Force the Germans to have to try and retake it by force. More Sturm Grenadiers in the northern front being armed with Sturmgewehrs as well. A very good weapon. MG-34 has been decrewed. The Luftwaffe is pushing up, laying out mines as they move. All the infantry guns is actually going to do a good job here, I think. T-34 is arrived for the Soviet Union. It looks like Vikro is lacking infantry. He's just going for Maxims. Running into infantry squads with those unsupported will not turn out well, especially Fallschirmjägers. Standing there in ambush positions with double FT-42s. I think this mortar's going to be in for a surprise here. Mthis is being very aggressive, and oh, that's a risky move. Oh no, what are these two guys doing? Oh no, that's a satchel charge. That's probably going to be a dead truck. Oh, that's a risky thing. That's a drawback to the trucks if you're playing Waffen-SS. You need to be very cautious with them. Maxim is trying to flank here, but there's Fallschirmjägers present. They might kill this grenadier though. Nope, it looks like the Fallschirmjägers were enough.
One of our machine guns has been silenced.
Armored car still present here, fighting against these Großtruppen. Stormtroopers for the Waffen-SS. Mortars and other artillery pieces to try and counter the Soviet position. Yeah, it's not looking good for the Soviet artillery corps. But the rifle corps is doing pretty good. Motor corps is getting its own T-44. We see no real tanks for the Germans yet. Not at all. Ooh, this is gonna be very harsh for the Germans. Seems they have a lacking of armor support. I can suppose it is a desperate measure in the late part of the war for them. They have to do with what they have. Like Fallschirmjägers being pressed into frontline duty. Fallschirmjägers are still gonna be able to hold all this out just because of the FT-42s. Like, look how they're killing them with accurate fire. They're really dropping them in health points, but they're not actually killing anyone yet. Well, killing a lot of them. But that will start happening as the HP drops.
The peg gun is ready for orders. Relief infantry ready for reinforcement.
Oh, we have the 17th SS Panzer Grenadiers. Now this is a unit I love to see. Panzer Grenadiers are an amazing unit, and the 17th can be armed with an anti-tank rifle and an MG42 with 100 rounds. Or MP40s if you wanted to be good at close range too. These guys can be exceptionally versatile. It's just a shame we don't see that many use them. Because they're probably one of my favorite Panzer Grenadier units that I've myself played with. Threatening the Soviet position still with the explosives. Good to see. But no infantry for Vikro. This is not good. Look at all the cleared weapons. That's not a nice sign. Montevideo trying to have a duel here with the 17th. 17th won't have the anti-tank rifles, so they are lacking in anti-infantry capabilities there. But the Sturm Grenadiers are taking over now. T-54s are coming around though. And the Stoßtruppen here have no anti-tank weapons. They have this, the Panzerknacker, but that relies you to literally run up on the tank and stick it to it. That's not an easy thing to do. So the Luftwaffe is dropping in more weapons here for the Luftwaffe troops to employ. Another mortar and another light infantry gun. They're getting a lot out of this. Creating some kind of artillery front down here. We also have some SS Aufklar here, but they'll run right into the T-54. But they'll launch the Panzerfaust, which is not enough to kill it though. That's not good for those Aufklarer. But they got out of there. Because that's an expensive unit to lose. It's a 3-man elite squad. MG34 for the Waffen-SS. This town is getting shelled. But there's some counter barrages going in here now. Oh, it's a heavy mortar. Rifle Division has called in a heavy mortar. The 120mm is truly a devastating weapon. Although it has to hit, it's not very accurate. Ooh, yeah, Vikro needs to get some more units. The Luftwaffe has a huge assortment of stuff right now. Waffen-SS pushing northwards again. The Stoßtruppen have been armed entirely with STGs. Made them an exceptionally lethal medium to close range squad. Panzer Grenadiers are trying to support down here, but it doesn't look like it's turning out for the best currently. Tons of conscripts moving around with drum mag PPSHs now. Aufklarer present, T-54 is operational again. The Motor Division has gathered a lot of forces though. They should definitely take the fight to the SS up here. Especially these Odon troops. These Odon troops are very elite Soviet troops. They'll definitely take the fight to these Sturm Grenadiers. Especially with their marksmen. But there's a position here to hold the flank. And the Sturm Grenadiers are actually not doing too bad. They forced one Odon off, but I don't think they can stay there for much longer. T-54 still present here. This town is taking a lot of a beating. Panzerjägers on the field here. Luftwaffe is trying to secure some ground now thanks to the artillery support of the allies. NKVD is going to try and stop them, I think. But a grenade is coming in. Yeah, it looks like these... Oh, that's a grenade though. But the Grenadiers did win out. Yeah, Vicro is lacking in equipment. Well, actually not equipment, he's lacking in men. That's probably what I should say. Rifle Division has probably also taken some heavy losses. Yeah, it has. But the Rifle Division does get more manpower income to make up for that. More weapon speed and airdrop for the Luftwaffe. The town here is getting more and more hurt every passing minute. We have a Hetzer, a diminutive and actually pretty reliable tank hunter for the Germans. Built on the Czech Panzer 38T, I believe. Oh yeah, I don't think these guys gonna last for too long. I think the Soviets have actually grabbed the, yeah, they probably grabbed the grenade launcher from the Germans. Soviets are still trying to move on the south here with all these support teams, but support teams are not infantry. Panzer 4A arriving to fight in the center here. I'll definitely fight the T-54. Oh, and he got taken out by a Panzerfaust. But the Aufklar might die. Yes. Oh, that's a costly loss.
We are losing Soldaten.
The Panzer 4H is going to be able to fight here without anything to threaten it, I think. Meanwhile, the northern front, though, it looks like that the T-54s are going to prepare to push. And there's not a lot here to threaten the Panzer IV. But the Soviets can still be in force here as long as this building is up, because it's the Fort HQ. And they are getting rid of the mortars though by doing this. The Panzer IV just needs to stay in respectable distance from the infantry, and it should have no threats here to it. As the conscripts need to be close to threaten it. KV-1 though coming out. The KV-1 should be able to threaten the Panzer IV. Artillery coming in here, they want to disable that building. Pulling down some 8cm mortar barrages. Double SS Fallschirmjägers being prepared. Ah, because he's lost practically everything. Okay, so he's gonna rely on Fallschirmjägers now. 17th SS happy now with a Panzerschreck. This is full on AT squad. But there's too much fire here trying to move through the forest. I see the Hetzer probably died. I probably missed that. That's a shame. I like Hetzers. Oh, the Hetzer's there. My bad. I'm stupid. Double Panzer 4H. That's a good combination. T-54 and T-54-85 is coming onto the fields. This thing will put a hole in most German vehicles without any issues. KV-1 though for the Rifle Division. The KV-1 is a solid brick of a tank. This thing can sustain a lot of punishment, much like the Churchill. Looks like the Fort HQ is finally down though, so the Soviets gonna have a harder time fighting in the town. Looks like the Odon have relocated for the town though. They'll definitely give the Fallschirmjägers a fight for their money. Oh, the Odon plans to flank. Okay. Well, we have a tank engagement here now in the streets. Faldskibjæger står tearing apart the conscripts. Quite a bit of an engagement here. Ooh! KV-1 is present now though. I don't think the Panzer Force can deal with a KV-1. But this is the true example of a heavy tank early on in the war. Well, this is late war now, so the Germans should be able to handle it. The thing is though, the KV-1 was exceptionally powerful for the early time of the war. The Germans had practically nothing that could deal with them apart from the Flak 88 early on. That kind of showcased how powerful it was. Let's see if the J can do anything. Okay, a penetration from the J. Soviet Overwatch has been called in though, and that destroyed it. Overwatch will mean that all Soviet positions or territories will be protected by defensive artillery for the duration. One of the abilities of Soviet artillery, I believe. Oh yeah, that's painful. T-34-85 though. And this town is basically almost entirely in ruins. Oh, this Panzer IV is actually recoverable. But it is immobilized. KV-1 pushing upwards though. Panzerjäger squad having been infiltrated. They probably want to take out this thing, so they use the building. They want to get rid of that Panzer IV though. Double KV-1, that's a deadly combo. Actually, triple KV-1. The Panzer IV got taken out. The Soviets are pushing forwards though. 85 coming here and flanking the Panzer IV. It missed! Ooh, that's bad news for the T-34. Yeah, not looking good here. The SS can push up now. A lot of elite infantry present. And the KV-1s have no infantry support. They're gonna have to pull back for repairs. And well, I'm not sure what's going on in this other flank. Oh, a KV-8! Now that is that's something that could threaten this Luftwaffe position. The KV-8 is essentially a KV-1 but with a giant flamethrower. Very good assault tank. T-34 is trying to move up the road here. I see a distinct lack of AT mines. That's gonna hurt. Mthis trying to hold here. But the Soviets are getting close to throw anti-tank bombs. Yeah, there's a lack of weapons here to deal with the T-34. They have a Pak 40. They want to secure ground for the Soviet Union again. So much action in the center here. KV-8 is now showing itself. But it needs infantry support. It's not going to be able to do much on its own. Especially against elite combatant infantry here. But it is killing that Panzerwerfer. It is a KV-8 after all. And it has a flamethrower, a powerful one. But they got surrounded here with Panzerfausts.
Officers are now available for transfer to the front.
The turret is damaged though. Now that Panzer might go off. No, it's getting out of range. So the Soviets saved this KV-8. Geobox Panzer here for the SS. Hetzer is still alive and being repaired. Nice to see. The Luftwaffe coming in here. Looks like Hermann Göring is somehow able to get some air support for these Germans. That's something he was known to be very reliable to do. Oh, yeah, burst artillery coming in now over the town. Everyone pushing upwards here. Got a T-34 for the Soviet Union. Looks like assault artillery coming in here. That's going to be very bad here for the Germans. Yeah, you can hear it coming in the distance. Oh, Brandenburgers! Oh, they're retreating into an artillery zone. That's not good. Brandenburgers are very expensive. Yeah, he's doing a full retreat back to base.
We are losing. We have casualties.
That's good on him. You don't want to lose those ace troops. Brandenburgers are very expensive to call in. They're essentially the German special forces. I don't actually know that much about them apart from the fact they had to be fluent in several languages, and they did a lot of pretty spy movie-esque stuff, or special operation stuff, which they were, so makes sense. They're only 3-man squads, by the way, so they are very tiny. You have to be very careful how you use them. And looks like the Soviets are going to use the opening now from the artillery to push southwards. A1's opening everything up. Germans are trying to dig in with what they have. Looks like a Feldfunkgerät is up. This is like a field radio.
Upgrade has finished.
That's 4-8 is trying to move down to try and hold the south. The Fallschirmjägers and Brandenburgers are almost operational again. Oh yeah, you can probably read the Brandenburgers also became a Panzergrenadier division later on in the war, instead of just purely spec ops. Very unique thing. Not sure this Panzer IV can fight against several KV-1s, but gotta say it's trying. At least the KV-1s are not very accurate. Soviet Overwatch going in. So it's slowly getting ground by doing this. SS Fallschirmjägers are moving up. See any other stuff coming in for the Soviets here? Well, the KV-8 is moving up again. Any mines? I don't see any mines. It's very hard to always see them. Yes, the Fallschirmjägers are digging up in this area again. Nice to see that they're digging in for a new defensive action. It doesn't look like the German troops are that keen on wanting to dig in now. And KVD troops are fighting the Palestinian pioneers, but they managed to get a Brandflasche off. Ooh, that's gonna hurt. Stuk present here.
Suppressive fire! Suppressive fire!
Oh, mortar killed the NKVD.
Squad of infantry has been killed. Death before retreat.
KV-8 has to decide where it wants to make its move. Oh my god, it got hit by its own Overwatch artillery. That's not good.
Prepare yourself!
Oh, looks like the Soviet Air Force is coming in here. That's a very good position for it too. Oh, that's gonna hurt.
Medium panzer.
Oh, these guys, by the way, these are Russian SS. Yes, Russians. And these guys were notoriously bad. Like, they are basically meat shields. That's essentially what you use them for. Oh, looks like the Wehrmacht is pulling everything now. But they are running straight into a KV-8. Stuk present though, and the Stuk is a very reliable weapon. If you just keep the KV immobilized, the Stuk can take it out in time. That's a T-34, and it's moved too close to the flamethrower. Oh, that's not good.
We have lost.
You don't want to be in flamethrower range. The KV-1 is flanking too. This Stuk isn't getting overreached now.
We are suffering losses.
Did he go for... That's 3 KV-8s. Wow. And still no infantry. That is absolutely ridiculous.
Stuck ready.
Stuk trying to flank here, but there's going to be too many KVs. The Stuk is very reliable, has high frontal armor though. But penetration is all it needs. Panther has arrived for the Germans, and the Panther will chew through those KV-1s. They have to be very careful where they use it though. The Panther is probably the most costly vehicle they have in the battlefield at the moment. Artillery coming in here by the SS. Oh, there is an ISU 122 here now for the... Is that an ISU or SU? It's always hard to tell. But the Panther has to be very careful against that thing. Russian SS is trying to move up here. Provide a distraction. That's literally all they're there to do. Oh, they actually did some damage with the 8C grenade. Okay, oh, okay, we got a flanking shot in the Panther. That's not good. Panther's gonna have to get out of there. But he shot the driver and one of the KVs buying it time to get away. Another Panzer 4H arriving. Yeah, Fallschirmjägers are being killed by the KV-8s. It's a little weird to see no infantry, because artillery actually gets some very good infantry choices. Panzer 4 is gonna face another tanks here.
Supply sector under attack.
He'll lead the T-34, I think. Panzer 4J fighting here as well. This town is practically entirely in ruins at this point. It is actually all in ruins apart from this part of the side here. Holy shit. And not much here for the KV-8s though, because they cannot really capture without infantry.
Heavy tanks standing by.
Panthers operational again.
Prepared for action. Area secure. Hold zip.
And Germans really need to keep this Panther alive. Spot the KV-8.
Mounted on right.
And that's gonna be able to chew through the armor of the KV. Another KV is trying to go in for the freaking Panther, and it's burning it! The Panther has to be very careful.
Another vehicle has been lost in the defense of the Rodina.
So you can see the Panther has a high enough penetration to just deal reliably with them. Got a Panzer IV arriving for the Luftwaffe. Luftwaffe has lost practically all their infantry.
It's time for action.
Driving up this close to a KV-1 might not be a good idea. But keeping the front will help decrease the chance of penetration. I think I might be able to beat the KV there. Panzer IV moving up here. Got a penetrating hit from the KV-1. But the Panther is saving it. The Panther is going to be what turns this battle around for the Germans, I think. But if the Germans lose that Panther, it's going to be very hard to get a new one. Oh, that's a penetrating shot from the KV. And that goes, oh, just 180 grenade is all it takes there.
A medium tank was destroyed.
The enemy is trying to destroy a structure.
Engineers, report contact.
More Soviet Overwatch artillery coming in. Not looking too good for the Germans here.
Send orders.
Lots of SS Grenadiers are being prepared, and an Ostwind.
Get ready.
Probably to help them try to deal with any Soviet air power coming in. The KV-8's trying to move up again. The 122 is still present here. That's a lot of Storm Pioneers. Oh, what was that? Oh, that was a B4! Oh god, the sledgehammer of Stalin is now present. This is an exceptionally heavy artillery piece. 203 millimeters. It'll destroy anything it hits.
We have lost one of our armored vehicles.
Like, it's destroying anything that's left of the town now. The Soviets gonna have to be careful. We have some 3rd Army veterans though. 3rd Army Guards, I mean. These are probably one of the best units too the Soviets can get. You can only get one of them at a time. So they are very specialized and very elite. Also, yeah, they spawn with the Heroes of the Soviet Union thing, I think. So everyone fights better around them. Essentially one of the most decorated Soviet units, I believe. That's a lot of KV-8s. But there's wrecks in the way, so they cannot get through. The Soviets have to move their tanks a little bit more carefully. The KV is not really known for being a very maneuverable piece of engineering. Looks like the Germans really don't want there to be another forward Soviet HQ. Veterans are present now. But Panzer IV and double SS Russians might be too much. Oh. Yeah, that's too much for them. Even they have to back out of that one. No, they're still holding though, actually. Thanks to all the support, but that's a grenade! And those veterans have to get out of that. KV-8s are trying to push up though, but the Panzer IV can just keep range. So much is going on in this battle. Storm Pioneers trying to pull up here. KV-1. Veteran KV-1, man, that. You have to keep an eye on where the V4 will fire next, though. But there's still time until it fires again. Lead SS force present here. Going straight to a Molotov. Oh, they're stopping right before it. Nice. Good to see. Germans are seemingly coordinating their push into the ruins of the town here. Oh, the desolation of this place is just, oh. KV-1 is still operational after that shot, but that goes. But the Soviets are trying to make a push on the other flank meanwhile. Using the the 122 here to the advantage. But the Germans are gonna try and push in, I think. But that's another KV. SS Fallschirmjäger are not hesitating though. Oh, that's not good for the Panzer IV. It was very back and forth here today. So it's an all just lacking infantry at the moment. SS Grenadiers are trying to hold the front line here. Not the easiest thing to do with what they're facing. Especially at the 122 present. T-34 again here, opening find the flank. E4 is ready to fire again, putting the munitions for a full salvo. And this Panzer IV 8 is just tearing through anything it meets down here. Heads are present. But the 122 can just deal with the heads in one shot. Oh, like that!
We are losing territory.
That's way too big of a gun for that little thing to handle. Ace is facing a KV-1. Oh, good shot from both of them. Fallschirmjägers is trying to push up. Moving right in front of the machine guns. Oh, but they take out the T-34. Costly though, that's some costly replenishment right there. So it's getting more ground in the north though. They're slowly trying to encircle the German position. I'm trying to keep an eye on when the B4 will fire. Panther now ready on the battlefield again. However, there is one threat against it, that's the 122. I think the 122 can just penetrate the Panther. Oh, let's be careful. Oh, Panther got the winning shot. The 122 shell deflected. Not a good sign. Mr. Panther can go in the offensive. E4 is firing. Where's it firing? Around here by the looks of it, destroying the Germans. Just in time for the KV-8 to push in.
The enemy has killed another infantry squad.
SS Grenadiers is trying to push for the north here again. But there might be too much fire. Plus, this was a booby trap. Booby trap didn't do much though, but the machine guns seem to be just tearing them apart. Oh, the Soviet tanks are just pushing down through the main road here. Panther has to relocate to where to... Ooh, B4 shell landing right there. The Panther has to be very careful where it moves. The Panther is currently one of their lifeline units. But I took out the KV-8, so now there should be less of a threat to it. So T-34 should not be able to do much on their own, I think. But at this range, they could penetrate the Panther. The Panther needs to stay at range. Oh no, it happened! The T-34 was too close. Panzer IV could flank here though. Lots of Panzer IVs have been prepared. Oh, and I captured KV-8. Oh, that's interesting. Not looking good for the Germans.
A fresh officer has arrived.
The Soviets are slowly pushing further and further up. To the ruins of the town. Soon the Soviet Union shall taste victory. But the southern flank is falling entirely to the Wehrmacht now because of a lack of infantry to cover it. And with that, they could actually threaten the B4 position. Well, it looks like the 17th of this Panzer Grenadiers is always heading northwards here. They are going to have quite a lot to deal with. And that's a lot to deal with right there in a small area. Now the Soviets have to send more troops down to hold the southern flank. Russian SS have been armed with STGs, surprisingly. Stolen KV-8 is gonna be a terrorizing weapon. Yeah, I think even Mura's noticing that's gonna be quite difficult to deal with. You don't really see Germans stealing Soviet equipment. Well, actually you saw that a lot, but like a Soviet tank like the KV-8s, that's not something you'd see that often. He's even point the B4 to be ready. But an AT grenade right there should help, and now the KV-1's moving in for the kill. And that goes. Now it's up to the Panzer IV, but that might be too close for the Panzer IV. Oh, it actually took out the other one. Now the Soviets might be preparing to push again in the north. Another Panthers arrived for the Germans. The Panthers are gonna help a lot still. Good attempt with the Gabaldeladung there. I suppose they should be gonna be firing this machine gun. But they're stopping because they don't think the conscripts are running to them. So much is going on right now, holy shit. 122 is gonna move up to try and get a pot shot at this Panzer IV, I think. To crush it in like a 1 or 2 shots. B4 has been prepared again.
We have lost a machine gun crew.
Well, Panzer IV Aegis are being prepared. Lots of SS troops are moving up here. With lots of Panzerschrecks. Luftwaffe is slowly resecuring their territory, keeping one of their Jaegers here in the rear too, to try and stop the Soviets from taking this point. And a forward base has been set up in this little remote castle thing.
It's time for action.
Panther's gonna be doing a lot of issues if it's gonna only be fighting T-34s, if it just stays at range. You do not want to get close. But he does not see them. That's why you need infantry. You need infantry to spot. Tanks have relatively low visibility. Fallschirmjäger's moving into the town again, or what's left of it. That's a lot of Soviets.
Enemy forces are neutralizing a sector.
Honestly surprised that these Fallschirmjägers are surviving. But against the veterans here, that's not gonna happen.
Infantry group are lost.
Panzer march beginning in the southern flank here. Panther leading the Panzer IV Aegis.
Incoming! Get us out of here!
Oh, good penetration from the T-34. And there it goes again. Oh, the Panthers has not been working out well for them.
Medium tank was destroyed.
Yeah, don't underestimate the T-34. The T-34 is a pretty decent tank. Panzer IVs have to be very careful. Oh, AT grenade on the tank. Yeah, that did happen. The T-34 is not that bad. That's a 76mm gun.
We have lost a Panzer.
Oh, not looking too good here. Not sure how long more the Germans can hold on, but they need to get more infantry out there to just hold the line. It's a good thing that the Soviets are not overrunning them just with infantry at the moment. But the sheer amount of KV-1s is getting a little bit ridiculous. I suppose it is getting the job done. Oh, the 122 went down. Oh, that's not good. That could open up for the Germans to head northwards. But all the infantry here is just going to make that impossible currently.
Forward elements report and infantry unit lost.
The B4 has not fired again recently. The Soviets need some kind of area where they can repair, which I assume this truck is doing. Yeah, it's doing field maintenance. I perhaps think that Murat should get some more infantry in this case, so he can overrun the Germans. Everyone trying to flank northwards here.
The KV-1 heavy tank is on the field.
Now I would probably suggest that in my case, if I was playing Brainbox, you get 85s. The 85s could just tear through the German tanks, and they're also a lot more economical than getting ISs. Or ISUs. Oh, grenade to the Odon! Oh, that's not good. Ooh, a Jagdpanzer now for Jeevan. Oh, he's lost practically everything, that's not good. The Jagdpanzer is going to be a very useful asset to have, though. I think it has even higher frontal armor than the Panther does. So this thing should be very hard to kill. Frontally. And the Soviet Air Force is coming in. Feels like a little bit of a waste of bombardment, though. The Panzer IVs are preparing on the southern flank to push up again. Like, we have a lot of Panzer IVs being amassed on the southern flank. Oh, the Luftwaffe is going in. They're going with anti-tanks, Lucas. The Panzer March has begun. E4 has to be very careful with aims. All those KV-1s are proven to be a real big threat. Wait, did he lose to the Jagdpanzer? Oh my god, he did! Oh my god! That's so sad. I completely missed that. Oh, that's so sad. But the sheer amount of German tanks at the southern flank here could overwhelm the KVs. Heavy tanks are only as good as they don't break down. And I think when the Germans decide to move with these, they might overrun them. Because the KV-1s just don't have the numbers. Well, he is getting a lot of them. But here they come.
Brave infantry have made the ultimate sacrifice.
Oh, B4's got to do close range fire though, I think. No, what's it turning? Oh, I need to be very careful. It's firing direct fire! That's really close range fire right there. There's too many of them coming in. Did he? Did he ram it?
We are suffering vehicle losses.
They did decrew the B4 though. So that creates somewhat of an opening if they just had more infantry to push in with. But the Soviets are now pushing conscripts in.
One of our panzers has been
So much is going on here today. Holy shit. Still the stolen KV-1 though. Panzer IV veteran present. Gonna try and deal with his T-34, I think. Yep, ammo rack explosion right there. High explosive shell in this little position here. Only lost sight of him. And there's only really the small AT gun here that can threaten it. And there it goes. So it's trying to overrun the Germans here. They want to get rid of these tanks. Not a Panther. The Panthers are still coming in for the fatherland. Soviets have lost a lot of territory down here. I wonder who'll break first at this point. But this battle has been going on for a while. So much is going on. MTS arriving now for the Soviets. And Jagdpanzer is present. The Jagdpanzer, speak careful, that's a lot of vehicles on it. And I think the 122 could technically penetrate this thing. Ah. Looks like the Soviets surrendered. I guess they were getting overrun or something? I kinda did feel like it here at the end. Anyway, this was a long battle. I hope I'll see you all next time, everyone. Bye bye.